Hello, Chris here. In this 22-part video series, I'm going to show you how to make an animated farm scene like this in Blender. In the previous video, we made our first barn in Blender. In this video, we're going to make our second barn and apply materials to it. So let's get started. This is what we got up to last time. Now we're going to make a second barn model. So we need to move this barn out of the way. So select the barn, G to move, Y to move along Y axis, and I'm going to move it here. As you can see, now we need to place this 3D cursor at the center of the scene. So shift plus S, then select cursor to world origin. This will place the 3D cursor at the center of the scene. Now we need to hide this barn from the viewport. So select the barn, press H in the keyboard. Then select this empty and press H in the keyboard. This will hide that empty too. Now we need to add a new cube. So shift plus A, mesh cube. Go to solid mode, select the cube, change the name to, double click on the cube, then change the name to barn 2. Now we need to add an empty, so shift plus A, empty plane axis, change this empty name to mirror point 2. Now we need to change the dimensions of this cube. Select the cube, press N in the keyboard, go to item, then transform. Change the X dimension to 2.5, Y dimension to 5, and Z dimension to 0.1. Now we need to apply the scale. So select the cube, Ctrl plus A, then select scale. This will change the scale to 1 for X, Y, and Z. We need to parent this mirror empty to this cube. So select the empty, shift select the cube, then Ctrl plus P in the keyboard, then select object. Now if we move the cube using G, we can see the empty is moving with it. Then press escape to cancel any movement. Now press N to hide this menu. Select the cube, go to edit mode using tab. Now we need to make this into a barn. So first we need to go to front view using numpad 1. Then come out using middle mouse button. By now we need to place a loop cut here and delete these vertices to place a mirror. So Ctrl plus R, left click, then right click to cancel any movement. Go to wireframe mode, go to vertex selection mode, select these 4 vertices, then press X, then select vertices. This will delete that vertices. Now we need to apply a mirror modifier. So go to modifier properties, this wrench icon, add modifier, mirror modifier. This will add a mirror modifier. Make sure the axis is X. Change the mirror object to mirror point 2. Then turn on clipping. Now go to solid view. So you can see a mirror is applied. Now go to face selection mode. Select the top face. Go to front view. Now we need to extrude this. E to extrude 3 to extrude 3 meters, then press enter. Now select the top face again. E to extrude 1 to extrude 1 meter, then enter. E to extrude again 0.5 to extrude 0.5, then press enter. Now we extruded 3 meters, 1 meter, and 0.5 meter. Go to edge selection mode. Select this edge. G to move, X to move along X axis, and place it here. Now select this edge, go to front view using numpad 1, G to move, X to move along X axis, and place it here. Now we need to delete any double vertices. So select all using A key, press M in the keyboard, then select by distance. This will get a message removed 2 vertices. Now go to face selection mode, select this face, shift select this face. Now we need to extrude this along the normals. So Alt plus E in the keyboard, select extrude faces along normals and extrude it to here. Now we need to extrude these faces, select this one, shift select these faces. Alt plus E, then select extrude faces along normals and extrude it to here. Now go to edge selection mode, select this edge, shift select this edge, make sure median point is the pivot point, then S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis and scale it here. Now select this edge, shift select this edge, S to scale, Y to scale among Y axis and scale it a little. Now go to front view using numpad 1. We need to place a loop cut here, here, here. So Control plus R, then slide it to here. Then Control plus R again, left click and slide it to here. Now Control plus R again, left click and slide it to here. Now we need to place 6 loop cuts here. So Control plus R, increase the number of loop cuts to 6 by using mouse scroll wheel. Then left click and right click to remove any movement. Now we need to make windows for our barn. So go to face selection mode, select this face, this face, this face and this face. Then shift select these faces and this one. Now we need to insert these faces. So press I in the keyboard, then press I again. This will insert them individually and insert it to here. Now select these faces. S to scale. As you can see, it's scaling to the middle of all the faces. We need to scale them individually. So press escape to cancel any scaling. Change the pivot point to individual origins. Now S to scale and scale it here. Then G to move, Z to move along Z axis and move it here. Now we need to scale this a little again. S to scale and here. G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it here. Now select this face and this face. S to scale and place it here. Now select this face, S to scale, scale it here. Now S to scale again, X to scale among X axis and scale it here. Now select all these faces using shift and left clicking and select all these faces. Now we need to extrude them along their normals. So Alt plus E in the keyboard, extrude faces along normals and extrude it a little. Now we need to insert them, I in the keyboard and insert it here. Now we need to extrude them inward. So Alt plus E in the keyboard, select extrude faces along normals and here. Now we need to subdivide them after inserting. So I to insert and place it here. Right click, subdivide. This will subdivide them. Now we need to insert this again. Press I in the keyboard and insert it to here. Now we need to move them along their individual normals. So change the global to normal. Transform orientation global to normal. Then select pivot point to individual origins. Now G to move, Z to move along Z axis and move it inside. As you can see, our barn got windows right now. Now change the transform orientation to global. Now we need to make a door to our barn, but we don't need the door here. So we need to apply this mirror modifier because we're going to make this barn into a symmetrical one. So go to object mode using tab, apply the modifier, select this arrow icon, then select apply. This will apply the mirror modifier to this object. Then go to edit mode using tab, then go to this side. We are going to make a window here. Select this face, I to insert, then E to extrude a little, I to insert again, E to extrude, I to insert again, right click, subdivide, I to insert, set individually, then G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. Now we need to make a door. Select this face, shift select this face, change the pivot point to median point. Now we need to extrude this a little. Before change the pivot point to median point, E to extrude, extrude a little. So you can see I extruded a tiny little bit. Now I to insert. We don't need to insert this like this. So press I again. This will insert it as a whole. Then place it here. Now E to extrude and extrude it inwards. Now we need to insert this. I to insert. Press I again to insert individually and insert it here. Select this face, G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. Select this face, E to extrude and extrude it a little. select this face, right click, subdivide, then I to insert. Now we need to move this front. So G to move, X to move along x-axis and place it here. So you can see our barn got a door right now. Now we need to make a roof here. So select this face, shift to select the rest of these faces, and shift to select these faces. Go to front view using number 1, E to extrude, and extrude it to here. Now select these faces. We need to make a cone, so go to front view using number 1, G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it here. Now select these faces. We're going to make support beams, so I to insert and insert it like this. Now S to scale, X to scale among X axis and scale it here. As you can see, it's nearly a square. So S to scale, X to scale among X axis and make it into squares. Now we need to move this to here. G to move, X to move along X axis and place it here. Now go to front view using number 1. Go to wireframe mode. Turn on X-ray mode. E to extrude and extrude it to here. Then go to solid mode. Now we need to place supporting small beams like this with an angle of 45 degree. So we need to place 2 loop cuts in each of these beams. So Ctrl plus R, increase the number to 2, left click, right click to remove any movement, and do the same for these loops. Ctrl plus R, increase to 2, left click, right click, Ctrl plus R, increase to 2, left click, right click, then do the same for this. Ctrl plus R, increase to 2, left click, right click. Now go to front view using number 1. Need to move these loop cuts to here. Go to wireframe mode, select this. This will select all those loop cuts. Go to front view using number 1. G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it here. Select this. G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it here. Now go to solid mode. Go to face selection mode, select this face, then shift to select these faces I'm selecting, then this face. We need to extrude them along the normals after inserting, so press I to insert and insert it to here. We made it a little small. Now we need to extrude them, so Alt plus E in the keyboard, select extrude faces along normals and extrude it like this. Now go to side view using number 3. Those faces are selected. Go to wireframe mode, then G to move, Z to move along Z axis and place it here. If we go to front view using number 1, we can see it's here. So G to move, Z to move along Z axis and move it here. If we go to solid mode, we can see a barn got supporting beams too. Now we need to extrude these faces. So select this face, and these faces. Now we need to extrude them along the normals. So Alt plus E in the keyboard, extrude faces along normals and extrude it here. Now our barn is looking good. Now we need to apply materials to this barn. We already applied material to our previous barn. We can just copy that material to this barn. So in order to do that, go to object mode using tab. We need to bring back our previous barn. So press Alt plus H in the keyboard. This will bring back everything that is hidden. Now select this barn first. Then go to material preview. This is the barn with the materials to it. So select this one first, then shift to select this one. Make sure the barn with the materials is the active object, which is this light orange outline. You need to link the material of this barn to this one. So Ctrl plus L in the keyboard, then link materials. This will link all the material to this one. Now we need to apply those materials to this one. So select this one. Go to edit mode using tab. Then go to material properties. This material properties. We have all the material of that barn in this barn too. We just need to apply them properly. So select this face. Then go to select similar normal. This will select all the faces that are similar to that normals. Then go to wireframe mode and make sure nothing else is selected. Go to material preview mode. Then select black paint. Then assign. Then do the same here. Select this face. Select similar normal. Make sure nothing else is selected. Go to material preview mode. Select black paint. Assign. We need to do the same. Select similar normal black paint assign. Select similar normal black paint assign. So now we need to select this one. Select similar normal. Make sure nothing else is selected by going to wireframe mode before applying the material. Then select black paint assign. We assigned all the materials to our roof. We need to apply it to here. So select this face. Then go to select similar. Then select coplanar. This will select all the faces that are in the same plane as this face. Make sure nothing else is selected by going to wireframe mode. Go to material preview mode. Select black paint. Then click assign. Now we need to select this face loop. Go to face selection mode, which is already we are in. Then alt and left click on this edge. This will select that face loop. Then select black paint assign. Now select one of these faces. Select similar coplanar. This will select that faces. So you can see. Now go to black paint. Click assign. So we applied all the black paint to our barn. Now we need to apply the white paint. So make sure we are in face selection mode. Pressing alt and left click on this edge. This will select that face loop. Then make sure nothing else is selected. Then click white paint assign. This will assign the white paint to that face loop. We need to select this face. Shift to select these faces. Then go to white paint assign. Now we need to assign white paint to these windows and window materials. So we made all the windows in the similar way. So select these faces. Then select similar coplanar. This will select that faces. As you can see, since we made all these windows at the same time, they are in the same plane. Then Control plus in the keyboard. This will increase the selection and make sure we select it to this point. And make sure nothing else is selected too. Then go to material preview mode. We need to apply, select white paint, then click assign. Now Control plus minus in the keyboard. This will decrease the selection and make sure the selection is like this. Control plus minus. Then go to solid mode and make sure the selection is like this. Then go to material preview mode, select the wood material, then click assign. Then Control plus minus again. This will select these faces, then click glass material, then click assign. Now we applied material to our windows. And we need to do the same to these windows and these windows. So select this face, select similar coplanar. We don't need the door material, so deselect this by shift and left click. Make sure these faces are selected. Control plus in the keyboard to increase the selection. And make sure you selected the faces up to this point. Then select a white paint material, click assign. Now go to solid mode so that we can see our selection clearly. Then Control plus minus in the keyboard and decrease the selection to here. Then go to material preview mode, select wood material, click assign. Now Control plus minus again and select the faces, only the faces in the inside. Then click glass material, click assign. So assign the glass material suit. Now we need to apply the same here. Select this face, select select a similar coplanar. This will select all the faces. Then Control plus in the keyboard and increase the selection to here. So you can see, now select white paint, click assign, then go to solid mode so that we can see the selection clearly. Control plus minus to decrease the selection and select it like this. Then go to material preview mode, select wood material, click assign, decrease the selection by Control plus minus and select this. Then select glass material, click assign. So you can see glass is assigned to our windows. Now we need to correct the door for our barn. Select these faces and shift select this face. Control plus in the keyboard. This will increase the selection and select it like this. So you can see it's selected like this. Then click white to paint, click assign. Now we need to decrease the selection. Go to solid mode, Control plus minus and decrease the selection and select it to here. Go to material preview mode, select wood material, click assign. Now we need to select this face only. Then select glass material, click assign. So you can see our door is looking good. Now we need to apply the wood material to these beams. So go to front view using numpad 1. Go to wireframe mode. Make sure the X-ray mode is turned on. Go to face selection mode and select these faces. As you can see that faces are selected. Make sure nothing else is selected either. Now go to material preview mode. Select the wood material. Click assign. Now we applied materials to our barn. Go to object mode. As you can see, it's looking good. Now we need to save our file so that if Blender crashes, we don't lose our work. You can save Blender file by going to File, Save As, select the folder you want to save the file to. Going to select desktop. Then name the file to your preferences. Going to change this to farm. Then save as. This will save our file. In the next video, we will make our third barn like this and apply materials to it. That's it for this video. Bye for now. See you in the next one.